Yeah, the Generational Coon Scouting Committee, they did a great job. You know, the NFL Entertainment Committee scouting coons and sambos to perform at this year's Super Bowl. They actually completed a trifecta. They got 3 generations of coons. Travis Scott, who represents the new generation of artists, black artists, right? Big Bull, who represents my generation of, rappers and black artists. Then you have Gladys Knight, who completes the trifecta, representing the old school, right? The baby boomers generation of black artists. So they got the trifecta. They got all corners of coons and sambos. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool, for that to happen. This lets you know that guys like Travis Scott, Big Boy, and now Gladys Knight, who actually defends her stance on performing at the National Anthem, which I'll get to in a minute. But this shows you that no matter what age you are, whether you're a new generation, my age, or, baby boomers, 65 and up, you are who you are. If you suffer from mental disorders like cognitive dissonance, right? You have been engineered to believe a certain system or belief for so long. And I present you with factual information to contradict your belief. You dismiss it and try to reduce what I say by making sure that your belief, right? You want to feel more comfortable in your belief because that's all you know, right? That's cognitive dissonance. You want to feel more comfortable by reducing the facts that I present to you, right? And you just want to dismiss it and just reduce it and just basically ignore the facts that's presented to you. That's one form of mental disorder, cognitive dissonance. Then you have Stockholm Syndrome. No matter how much punishment the oppressor, aka white supremacists, do to black society or to you individually, you still protect them. You still want to make up excuses for them. That's Stockholm Syndrome. And of course, the other mental disorder that I always talk about is post-traumatic slavery disorder, right? And it's been proven that scientifically we have been affected by antebellum slavery. We are descendants of slaves. We have been affected by slavery for over 500 years, and it's been passed down through our DNA, through our genes, which is why we are still affected today in terms of how we act and think and the choices that we make and things of that nature, right? So having Gladys Knight added to the Super Bowl this year is not surprising at all. I'm not surprised by anything, in this system of racism, white supremacy. I'm not surprised at all by anything like that. But her defense that she mentioned on Instagram, I believe she basically said, and I'll quote to what she was talking about in terms of why she is performing at the Super Bowl and will be singing the National Anthem. The National Anthem represents white supremacy. It was written by a slave-owning white supremacist who thought that our race, our group of people, were inferior. But I'm going to say that Gladys Knight, she's in her 70s. I'm thinking that she knows that. But just like I mentioned to you before, when you present facts to a person who suffers from mental disorders, they dismiss it. They ignore it. They just want to reduce. They want to reduce the pain by thinking of other ways to support their belief. So I'm thinking, well, I'm assuming, right? Her mindset, she knew that Dr. Francis Scott Key was a white supremacist slave owner who benefited from slavery, made millions of dollars. If it was inflated, probably billions of dollars from slavery in the slave trade, right? Her mind, she wants to sing the national anthem to change the tune of what America thinks about the national anthem. But I'm going to quote what she said. She said, quote, "I am here today on Sunday, February 3rd, to give the anthem back its voice. To stand for the historic choice of words, the way it unites us when we hear it, and to free it with the same prejudices and struggles I have fought long and hard for all my life. From walking back hallways, from marching with our social leaders, from using my voice for good, I have been in the forefront of this battle longer than most of those voices and their opinions. To win this fight, to sing our country's anthem on a stage as large as Super Bowl, I don't know what number that is. I guess it's 43 or 53. I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I don't care. But yeah, end quote. That's basically what she was saying. You know, you can be, and this is no disrespect to Gladys Knight and what she accomplished, but when I'm talking about in terms of societal issues to Black society, right? She has been in the forefront of overt racism. She was performing in front of white-only crowds and Black-only crowds. She has been marching with MLK, Martin Luther King. She has been, you know, throughout the trenches when it comes to overt racism. But just because you've been through that firsthand doesn't mean you fully and truly understand the detriment it has done to Black society and how it has put us so far back in terms of a collective as a group compared to other ethnic groups like the Japanese, like the Japanese group, like the Jewish community, right? Like the Native American community, etc. It has put us so far back that we continue to defend our oppressors because of we have been taught and socially engineered to suppress facts and dismiss the facts that's presented to us. When we have been believing in a certain thing for so long, such as Abrahamic religions, in the now defending, well, not, I should say now, but defending the so-called national anthem, which is basically the national anthem for white supremacy. That's what it is. You know, as for me, I have not, like I said, I have not been watching the NFL since 2016. Ever since the incident with Colin Kaepernick, it's a lifetime ban for me, right? But Gladys Knight is in her 70s, and she still doesn't understand what the severity of the major issue of systemic oppression, white supremacy, and what this has done to us, Black society collectively as a group. She still doesn't understand that, you know? So like I said, I'm assuming that she knew the history of Francis Scott Key, who is a white supremacist slave owner who thinks that Black people are inferior, just like the person who wrote, just like the 14th Amendment, or the amendment in general, period, was written for white people. It wasn't written for Black people. Those laws and those rules were written for a protected group, which is white society, not Black society. All of those presidents you see on your dollar bills, on your currencies, all slave owners, right? So, yeah, like I said, I'm not surprised by Gladys Knight being the last person to join the Atlanta Super Bowl and completing the trifecta of generational cooning. Not surprised by that at all. You got Nude, you got my age, and you got the older generation, generational coons performing, you know? So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So Gladys Knight, legendary singer, but unfortunately she still is someone who is cooning and does not understand the plight of Black society. and will never get it. When you're so far gone in your mental disorders, you just don't, like I said, you suffer from cognitive dissonance. You just want to ignore the facts, so it is what it is, family. Those are my thoughts about that, about the Gladys Knight joining the trifecta of generational cooning at this year's Super Bowl. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Gladys Knight performing at this year's Super Bowl. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at GMOG Media TV. Until next time, family, Chauncey, a.k.a. The Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.